then. I would have stayed by the 5-year-old. You know, 5-year-old, 6-year-old was a good range. So I guess us black people, we don't like Santa. We'll need a black Santa, huh? Oh, okay. Well, first of all, you don't even have to eat because this ain't even your meal. Thank ya.
You're welcome.
Because I don't know you and you don't know me. And low-key, I am crazy. And the fact that you didn't even pick up on that, I know you don't have no discernment about yourself. I got my greens, beans, tomatoes, you name it. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I go by Alicia Renee. You may also call me Amazing Grace. Honey, it's whatever you decide to call me. And y'all, I ain't coming on here giving no excuses. I'm just not, okay? But what I am about to do is 6:08. I'm hungry. I've been craving. I'm talking about craving some comfort food. So I think I'm gonna make lasagna soup. I've never made this before. I found a recipe online, but I also found a recipe on TikTok, but I'm also gonna do my own thing too. So if that interests y'all and y'all wanna see me make up this little soup, come on. Stay tuned, because yeah, I am hungry and I haven't really eaten anything today. I had to jump back into work, of course. Y'all know how that go. So yeah, let's get this soup started, y'all.
All the ladies, if you feel me, help me sing it out.
y'all. So I'm finished. I started at 6, so 2 hours. But I was filming for TikTok and YouTube. But let's see how it tastes. Let's see how this tastes. It's real good. I'm gonna tell you where I think I went wrong though, because I wanted it to be more soupy. I think I put too much tomato paste in there and the tomato sauce, and I should have just put more chicken stock in it and just made it like a soup, and I think that would have been good. I'll know the next time, because this is not like a soup. This is just like a pasta with sauce, and I wanted more soup, so I know what to do. I got some chicken bouillon soup right here. Pour that over in there. Make it a little bit more soupier. Let me see how it tastes. I like that better. Like the sauce is thinner. I like that. But yeah, this was my first time making it. It'll be okay. And that ricotta cheese, oh, that make it hit right there. I'm not even gonna lie. I should just go ahead and put the ricotta in the pot, but I ain't gonna do it. I just put it on top. I was thinking about taking my parents some tonight, but it's already 8:24. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow. Well, if the Lord allows me to live tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. But it's definitely a lot, so I told them I would get them some. But y'all, I'm gonna eat this food, and then I'm gonna come back and talk to y'all about something. I got some tea, y'all. I'm spilling my own tea. Yeah. Hey Gracies, I'm not even gonna say judge me, judge mama, cause judge me. Yeah, I've been missing in action. I'm back. As y'all can see, or y'all don't know, cause y'all don't even know what today is. Today is Sunday, and your girl is on the way to church. You feel me? And yeah, I know it's been a little minute or whatever, and I told y'all I was gonna spill my own tea, and I'm sure that's what y'all waiting for. Y'all had y'all mugs and was ready to be filled over. Y'all, I was tired. After I ate that meal that day, I made that meal, I was just so tired. I've been dealing with a lot of deadlines and stuff at work, and to be completely honest, it really has been causing me a lot of anxiety, because it's just like, just imagine everything is a deadline. Neither here nor there. Yeah, I am on my way to church. Y'all, please remind me to take this off, because sometimes I don't even be feeling this on my head, and I don't want to walk up in the church looking like this. Like, good gracious. So y'all, please remind me, take that off your head, girl. I am gonna spill my own tea, so don't y'all worry. And then after church, usually I go to a therapy meeting at the church. I forgot to book, so she all booked up. So I think my next therapy session is like next weekend or so. Not sure, I can't remember, I have to look. So we ain't been to therapy in 2 weeks. She gonna be like, girl, what's going on with her? Does she not want to book with me no more? Girl, I'm still trying to figure out that part, but no, that's not it. I ain't do nothing yesterday, y'all. I chilled in the house. I worked on my vlog. I'm back at it, because sometimes I get in these moods where I just don't have it. It's like I'm being drawn or pulled in so many different directions, and it's like certain things in my life, like I can't let work fall to the wayside. I just can't do that. My mental sanity, I can't let that go, because then if I ain't good, if I'm not mentally good, first it's my mental. Forget the job, it's mental, because if that's not good, then I can't even go perform at my work or whatever. And then so by the time I get home, I'm just not mentally there, and I don't want to try to force something that's not real. Like when I get on the camera and I talk to y'all, this be a real conversation. These are my real feelings. This is how I'm feeling in that real moment. And so when I'm in a moment where I know I'm not feeling my best, or I'm gonna just have an attitude, or everything is just gonna come off negative, I don't really like to talk to y'all like that, because who wants, like if I was watching somebody and all they had to talk about was negativity, I wouldn't even want nothing to do with them, because it's like, girl, you're not gonna project that on me. Energy transfers, and if you don't break it, you can find yourself being into that cycle. And it's like, no, I don't even want to do that to nobody, and I just don't want to do that, period. So I just chose not to talk to y'all, and that's what it was. And I wasn't in no bad mood, let's just be clear about that. I was not in a bad mood. I didn't have an attitude. Is that my therapist? Girl, don't drive up on me like that while I'm trying to be positive. Just don't even do that. Don't do that. Now what was I talking about, y'all? Because she driving like Ricky Bobby behind me. Oh, I was not in a bad mood, to be clear. I was not. I'ma stare at you because I just want to know where you got to go this early in the morning. That's so important. Anywho, yeah, so was not in a bad mood or anything. It was just that I wasn't in a upbeat mood. And I didn't really have the energy. And I didn't want to try to get on this camera to pretend like I had some energy. I've not worked out, full transparency, I've not worked out in 2 weeks. And I feel bad about that. Because not only I'm not worked out, my eating habits have went back to being terrible. It's like I'm craving stuff. When I was working out, I wasn't really craving nothing. So it's like, girl, when you trying to build positive patterns, that's when the enemy comes in and try to get you off your grind. And I'm not gonna allow that to happen. So honestly, truly, I might go to the gym today after church, but I gotta go to Home Depot too, because I gotta get Claritha a pot. That's my plan, y'all. I gotta get Claritha a pot because I just want her to be cute over there on my little stand. Well, it ain't a little stand, but my little area that I got it propped up on. I want her to look cute over there, not ghetto and hood, because she looking a little ratchet right now. And Claritha is a strong black plant, and that's what I need her to act as. I need her to act as according to what she is. So we gotta get her a pot. And then I might swing by Bath and Body Works depending on how many coupons I got, because yes, I am that girl. Like, Bath and Body Works is expensive, honey, and I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. It is, but it ain't. When you getting all those wallflowers, oh, it becomes expensive. I know my wallflowers add up to be over $100 without a coupon. So with that being said, who ain't, like, let me check my coupons, and whatever that says, however I'ma move, and then y'all will know. If we go up in there, y'all will know. If we don't, y'all will know. So Home Depot, because I gotta get Claritha a pot. Then I gotta also get a filter for my refrigerator. Like, I just didn't know. I can't wait to grow up. I can't wait to be an adult. I can't wait to have my own space. I didn't know filters and stuff came with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just didn't know that. If I had have known those things back then, I would have stayed by the 5-year-old. You know, 5-year-old, 6-year-old was a good range. I would have stayed around in that area. But 39, girl, like, I'm grateful to live every day. But I'm talking about a cool 5 would have worked for me for sure. You know, where I still had to depend on people, where people still had to take care of me, you know. Yeah. But anywho, yeah, that's what life is being. I'm really an adult. Like, I'm really a full-time. I just can we not be part-time adults? I don't want to do the whole 40 hours a week adult. Well, not even 40 hours, it's more than 40 because it's 7 days. Is there not a part-time position for this or something? Like, I could be an adult when I choose and then I could be a child. Like, I don't want the responsibilities of an adult. I just don't. I don't like it. And adulthood is ghetto. If y'all want to talk about what's ghetto, adulting is ghetto. This is ghetto. And I don't like it. Child meet any day of the week, please. Okay? Dang. You know what? I'm going to have a talk with Ann about that. Like, I'm grateful for you having me, but I feel like it's her responsibility to take care of me. She had me. I'm just a child. I didn't ask to be here. That's all I'm saying. I didn't ask to be here. Now that my adulthood rant is over, goodness, I mean, I'm grateful, but Jesus. Yeah, like, what's been going on with y'all? Because as you can tell, adulthood is kicking my ass right now. I'm talking about from every which way. It's really not. Like, I'm blessed. I really am. I'm truly blessed. I live a peaceful life. And y'all know what the only issue is in my life. Like, I don't get on here and try to act like I'm perfect, Patty. I really don't. But I'm not gonna lie either. I live a peaceful life, like a personal life. Oh, she's peaceful over here. Boy, that professional, baby, that professional is kicking like Jackie Chan and Chung Lee. I'm talking about good, great. Like, out of all the stuff I could have chose to do in life, I'm like on the edge of getting my body done in DR and coming back and being a stripper. I'm not, but I have had thoughts of it. Like, cause it's just not. It's where I can't. I just can't. I can't keep going on like this, okay? I just can't. So we just gonna go in this church house and we gonna pray, cause I need it. I need all the prayers. It's by the grace of God, y'all, that I stay sane. I'm for real. And the crazy part of it is my family know that. They know that. They're like, girl, for you to not have no patience, you have all the patience in the world when it comes to your job. And I'm like, baby, when you got bills to pay, you got to have some patience. Because, baby, them bills don't stop. Nor does the IRS. I have to be on the chill when I'm at work. I have to. And they just be like, we just so proud of you. You just doing so good. Because and you know what? It's kind of like they treat me like I'm a loose cannon or something. Like, I lack self-control. I have a lot of self-control. I just sometimes don't choose to use it. There's a difference. And the fact that I have been choosing to use it lately, I think that's what they're proud of. So, I'm growing. Growth is good, and I ain't afraid of it no more. But, ooh, baby, she be being tested, too. She's being tested. But I can say this. Y'all know I was going through a little bit of difficulty with mine. This is just being transparent. I don't like to talk about my job too much, but I was going with a little bit of difficulty with pushback from them. You know, just a little hater here, hater there, haters everywhere. You know, just because, you know. But it's gotten better. I will say that part has gotten better. It's just the workload is just a lot. So moving past that, I think my mama's supposed to be cooking today, y'all. And I'm happy about that. Because I want to be a child today. I choose childhood today. Yeah, I need a meal. I choose childhood today. So I'm glad she is cooking. And I'm glad I'm going to get to eat. But I ain't gonna sit here and talk y'all head off. I'm just happy to talk to y'all. That's why I'm talking a lot, because I'm just happy to talk to y'all. I ain't talked to y'all in forever. I ain't seen y'all. Y'all ain't hit my line. I ain't hit y'all. I just thought we weren't friends no more. Nah, I knew we was always locked in. But I'll talk to y'all when I get up out the church house. When I get finished praising the Lord. I'll be right back. It will be long, but it won't be long for y'all. Alright, bye. Hey y'all, I am back, and church was absolutely wonderful. Now I'm headed to the Home Depot to go find Clarita a pot and figure out how we're gonna take care of her long term, because we are going to be a plant mom. If I'm not a dog mom or a mom, I'm gonna be some type of mama now. Now, good, great. Now you ain't got to be. What type of turning was that? But anywho, so we about to go fix Clarita up. I need to figure out, like, first I need to Google, because I haven't even Googled how to take care of her. But she's thriving though, like, she's strong though. I ain't fed her, I ain't done, but like I said, he said you don't have to do much with her. So I'm glad about that. Oh, I know all the Christmas stuff gonna be up in there. All right, Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree. I really love your branches. Zin, 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 zin. And why would y'all put that right? I'm sorry. And then why's you driving through the parking lot that fast? I don't care about you raising your hand. You shouldn't be riding that fast. Forgive me, Lord. Like, people be thinking this means something. No, this means something. And I don't want to take it beyond that. But if we need to, But I'm on the cool. Like, I don't understand why people don't understand, like, this one movement like this can get you cussed out. Like, back in that day when I was, like, acting like that, this can get you cussed out and hurt. Today's day, I'ma let you slide. I'ma let you ride, because I'm trying to let go of this pride. But it still creep. I'm talking about in there, is head up in it sometime. Like, I'm just saying. Let me see what I need to do with this snake plant. How to take care of a snake plant. I could just call my uncle though, but I don't want to bother him. He gave me the plant. Now, I can't do everything for you. Gave you the plant, gave it to you for free. Now you want me to take care of it too? Dang. Give it back. I used to love these little plants right here when I worked here. What are they called? Oh, Cosmopolitan. Can y'all see them? Right there. Yeah, those are so pretty. Those don't look a little healthy though. And I don't want to make my, okay, she cute and fly. Okay, girl. I don't want to make my snake plant jealous, so I'm going to just stick with her for now. Can't bring too many people in this spot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's go and see what the Christmas season gonna bring us, child. Let's see what they talking about over here. Same trees every year. I thought this was initially saying this was $99. I was looking at that price. I was about to say ain't no way, cause I could make that. But okay, $39. I see where they going. Y'all, I ain't gonna cap. This kind of smell good. It's Christmas tree in a bottle, but it has orange in it, and I like it. I kind of like it a lot. You don't want to get it for $14. No, I don't like it that much. So I guess us black people we'll like Santa. We'll need a black Santa, huh? Oh, okay. Okay. I would love to have one of those in my house, but realistically, I know I would be wasting my money for sure. Cause who gonna take care of that? And why is it so big? No. Okay, so y'all seen me pick up this snake plant, but I'm not necessarily getting that. I'm just needing that for reference so that I can put it in the pot. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I want something. I don't think I want to do black over there. Or do I? Because it is white over there. So if I do some black, that'll be okay. But I also can do like a, I like this. Oh, I do like this. This little gray pot. I like this a lot, but is that gonna fit? Let me see. So this is the pot, y'all. Do y'all like it? If y'all don't, I don't care. But I did ask y'all, so, you know, I don't want to get rude about it. Oh, man. It ain't tall enough. Do y'all think that one cute? I'm talking about this one right here. I don't know if I like it. Child, they still playing the same old music. I don't know if I can get that. I don't know if I can get that. And I don't want that crashing down on my head. Let me get this one. Oh, this is how I look, y'all. And furthermore, why was I about to grab it in that color when I said I wanted like a grayish color or like this? I don't know if I like this though. Let me see. Let me show y'all. Y'all think she cute in this? Or no? I don't know, I kind of like it a little bit. Oh, I kind of like it. Here I was talking junk, and I think I like it. I don't know, let's keep searching though, let's keep searching. See, I was talking all that smack, and I actually liked that. I would have liked it if it was just this part and not that part. See, that's throwing me off. That's throwing me off. If that was black, that would have been alright. And see, I even like this, how it's sitting on the floor, y'all see, but I'm not trying to put it on the floor. Y'all, the funniest things always happen when the camera is off. This little guy who was working here, he was so sweet, he helped me out, but he was like, well, what do you do for a living? Because I told him I used to work at Home Depot. Here he come, I don't want him to hear me talking about him, but he come, let's see what he say, because he probably don't see this camera or whatever or whatnot, so hold on. But yeah, I'm trying to find some pop. Okay, he done turned around. Okay, he asked me, he said, I told him I used to work here a little years ago or whatever. He was like, you from Charlotte? I was like, yeah. And he was like, you don't mind me asking, what do you do? He's like, cause I see the product glasses, and he pointed at my purse, and I just chuckled and I said, I'm just blessed, child. Cause low key, she ain't rich. She just blessed.
Yeah, we're in the right spot. Not there.
In my mind, I just want you to be free.
I'm gonna start from the end and see if I can get through it without getting.
And for all of your friends, ooh, oh, would you listen to me? Yeah. Now hear what I say. We wish you a Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Hey y'all. So we had to cut the shopping trip quick, cause I ended up seeing a co-worker, and y'all, thank God I had my camera out too, and thank God my back was turned, so he wouldn't have known that it was me or not. He wasn't paying that much attention, but I saw him, and baby, yeah, when I tell you I hauled up out of there and did, and not really though, because I had one more thing to get. I was trying to get y'all the vibes, get y'all the scenery, but I had one more thing to get, which was my filter for my refrigerator. I didn't even get the filter, so I was like, oh my God, like I was like, I don't want to leave out of this store and not get this filter, because I can just get the filter today, put it in. I was like, I'm gonna just go get the filter, because ain't no way I'm gonna really see him again like that. I was like, go and get the filter, leave. Why he over there out of all the areas this man could be in, he over there in the refrigerator section, the washer and dryer, the stoves. The way I stopped, like y'all would have thought I was about to have like crash into somebody the way I stopped. I don't think he see me. He did look up, but I don't think he see me. And this is an individual who so it wasn't like it was like one of them, like who I can be like, well, if I see him, I can just, you know, do hey, how you doing, and keep on moving. This was like one of them people, like always got something to say, just girl. So I just chose to leave. I don't even want him to know that was me. I don't like seeing people. Y'all know I tell y'all that all the time. I do not like seeing people outside of work. I don't want to talk. I don't want to have conversation. I know you at work. I don't know you outside of work, okay? And that just be that for me. Like, I don't want the small chatter. I'm not that girl at all, unless I rock with you at work, like if it was like cordial cool. But yeah, anything beyond that, no, I don't want to talk. Needless to say, I'm leaving without a filter. I might could go to home, and that's very much so sad. Like, don't get it twisted. Nobody's running me away from nowhere. Because if I wanted to get the filter, I would get the filter. The only reason is he saw me with the camera initially. People just talk so much. And that's one person that talk a lot. You know, just a lot of chatter. Too much. Yeah. My mom is, matter of fact, let me call Ann, because Ann ain't said nothing about what time dinner is, none of that. Okay, God, come on, Carl. Golly. Alright, because my mama ain't hit me up and be like, well, this is what time dinner is. I'm like, girl, are you gonna give a time?
Hello?
This is not your phone. I called to speak with my mother.
And I'm answering it.
Is she cooking?
Yeah.
Okay, because she ain't gave me no type of time or nothing.
Well, she been busy.
Well, you gotta let somebody know something.
She ain't got to let you know nothing what she doing.
Well, first of all, you don't even have to eat because this ain't even your meal. Thank ya.
You welcome.
Where you at? You on FaceTime?
Yes, I am, but you know how your husband don't know that. He just picks up the phone and holds it to his ear.
I guess about 4:30.
Because you ain't told me nothing.
You know what time we normally eat.
No, I don't. I can't even remember the last time you cooked. Yeah. Alright, I was just wanting to know. Alright, do I need to bring anything? Because I wasn't.
Well, I know that. That's why I asked you right now. I ain't got time to play with you.
Alright, gosh.
Toodles.
You didn't want kids, you shouldn't have had none. Alright, toodles. She hung up on me, y'all. She didn't want kids, she shouldn't have had them. Alright, I'll talk to y'all when I get home. Alright, bye.
Imagine someone stepping forward on your behalf and saying, that death sentence they deserve, it's on me. Then turning to you and saying, you're free. Now live like it. That's what Jesus did. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 24 reminds us of the ultimate sacrifice. It reads, he himself bore our sins in his body on the cross so that we might die to sins and live for righteousness. By his wounds, you have been healed. Anxiety doesn't announce itself. It creeps in, whispers lies, and steals peace. But what if God's word could silence that voice? We asked our community what they've been facing lately, and almost every woman said anxiety. Yes, it's real, but it doesn't have to define us. So we've cultivated a brand new Bible plan where we'll look at what Scripture says about anxiety and how God calls us to respond as we take back authority over our words and our minds. So we encourage you to join us in this global movement because each day in God's word is a step toward greater faith, deeper peace, and lasting freedom.
Anxiety is normal. I'll say it again, anxiety is normal. Phew, I'm glad we got that out of the way. The very word anxiety often carries a heavy stigma, but at its core it simply describes feelings of fear or worry, an uneasiness that can show up both emotionally and physically. Many of us have brushed shoulders with anxiety this week, maybe even today. Some of us face it daily depending on the pressures of our life. Acknowledging that these feelings are a part of the human experience is healthy, but claiming anxiety as an identity is where things get dangerous. I'll give you a real moment. I was in the store minding my business when a song came over the speakers. The beat was infectious, the melody was smooth, and before I knew it, my head was bobbing and I told myself I didn't even like the song. But there I was, humming along. Then the lyrics slipped out of my mouth while I was grabbing a box of linguine pasta. It's my anxiety. Wait, hold up, no. I literally stopped and said, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. That is not my portion. Maybe it seemed a bit dramatic, but here's why it muttered. In today's culture of manifestation, affirmation, words have weight. As believers, we know that it isn't a trend, it's true. Scripture tells us that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Proverbs 18:21. What we speak shapes what we see. I wasn't the only one wrestling with this either. The song sparked heated debates on social media about whether Christians should be singing it. And while opinions flew back and forth, the reality remained. It is all too easy to let something catchy slide into our vocabulary until it becomes declaration. Think about it. How often have you heard or even said things like, my anxiety won't let me sleep, my anxiety has me overthinking everything, my anxiety is acting up again. See the problem? Those two little words, my anxiety, attach ownership to something God never intended us to carry. That's what the 30-day plan is all about. We are going to normalize the fact that yes, anxiety exists, but we are not called to own it as ours. Instead, we will look at what scripture actually says about anxiety and how God tells us to respond, and how we can take back authority over our words and our mind. There's a popular saying, it takes 21 days to build a habit and 30 days to break one. So here's the deal. The next 30 days, we are going to build new habits of faith, break old cycles of ancient speech, and reclaim our words and our peace. Well, let's walk this out together.
The presence of the Lord. Feel it in the atmosphere. The presence of the Lord. The Spirit of the Lord. The power of the Lord is here. I feel it in the atmosphere.
Hey y'all, so how y'all doing today? Me? Well, as you can see, your girl is chilling. Your girl is chilling. I don't want to say I just read my Bible. Y'all saw me reading and stuff, but that's been kind of like probably an hour ago now. I was just chilling for a second. I started catching like a little mild headache, and I think it was because, I don't know, it seemed like every time I eat. Last night I ate some seafood, like y'all know, the little seafood broil. I made it here because that's the only thing I had in there to like really whip up and cook real quick, and I had took my shower and I wasn't going back out. Like, once I take that shower, baby, I am not leaving out of the house unless it's an emergency. But other than that, your girl is not going anywhere. So I just found a little seafood in there, whipped it up, ate it, and I think that might have kind of given me a headache sometime, because you know that can be a little salty depending on how you're doing it. But it didn't really taste salty, but whatever. So I didn't take nothing last night. When I was sleeping over in the night, I felt like I was getting a headache, but I never took anything, and that's why I messed up at. I just should have took some medicine, but I didn't. So sitting here not eating nothing, it kind of trickled into a headache. So, but neither here nor there. I am better now. I am better. But I know y'all are waiting for the tea. Y'all been waiting for the tea this whole time. So y'all know I told y'all I was gonna go. Well, I went out on a little date or whatever. I had been talking to somebody. So I'm gonna give y'all the whole little story of what had happened. So met this guy at homecoming. Y'all ain't gonna see him on camera, not because I wasn't trying to get him on camera. It's just he didn't happen to get on camera. Anywho, and I really didn't have my camera out during the time that I met him. We exchanged numbers or whatever and whatnot. And so I will say this, I'm not gonna get on here and bash this man and talk bad about him, because I don't necessarily feel he a bad person. I just feel like he not my person. He had been very consistent with calling, texting, and all of that. He said he was a good communicator. He was just a grown man about himself. So I will say this, we only talked for 2 weeks, and throughout that 2 weeks, he was consistent. When he said he was gonna call me back in 30 minutes, he called back in 30 minutes. When he said he was gonna call me back in an hour, he called me back in an hour. So I was like, okay, that's a plus. The only issue I was having when I was talking to this man, I felt like there was no connection. And it was like, you know how when you meet a guy and you just like, ooh, Like, oh, that was a good conversation. You know how like your first conversation, you like, ooh, that was a cute little conversation. I like that. Or he got a nice little vibe to him. I like that. Let's see what this go. It never gave me that. The only thing that he had banking for him at the time was being consistent. As time went on, I was just like, I just felt bored talking to him. Like, it was just like a boring conversation to me. I never really was laughing. I never could really display my personality because it was like I wasn't getting that from him. You know how like you talking to a dude and y'all bounce off each other, like joking off each other. It was never giving that. It never gave that for 1 second. So my friends was like, Alicia, you can be a little, you know, tough. Not like aggressive, but like judge harshly or whatever. Get a man a chance. He probably nervous. And my homegirl was like, you don't realize they be more nervous than what we do. And so she was like, just get a man a chance. And my other friend was like, you know, y'all haven't even went on a date yet, so it's like y'all trying to still feel each other out, so just give it a little while. Like, I'm like, okay, y'all, but I'm telling you, my intuition never lead me wrong. So, but I'm gonna listen to y'all because it's okay to listen to outside influences sometimes, especially when you can count on those people. It was one conversation that we had, and it was about perfumes and colognes and stuff. And I was like, y'all know I love me a good scent. So when he started talking about sillage and longevity and spray nozzles, and we naming different colognes and perfumes, and we talking about niche cologne, and he was like, oh, okay. He was like, I ain't about to get too deep into it because most people don't understand. And then I started talking about stuff, so I guess he could understand that I understood about perfumes and stuff. So that was a good conversation, I'm not gonna lie. So when I hung up the phone with him that night or whatever, I was like, okay, well, maybe we about to warm up. Maybe, you know, a little fire. Very next day, it went right back boring. And I was just like, absolutely not. So I was like, baby, we can't talk about perfumes and stuff all the time just to have a good conversation. I was asking all the questions that I feel like mature questions that you need to know now that you're grown up. We ain't talking about what's your favorite color, what's your favorite food, none of that. Like, are you in therapy? How is your family dynamic? How do you handle conflict? Do you have friends around you that hold you accountable? Like, I'm asking questions like this, but not like back to back. It's just like, you know, throwing them in conversations. I was like, maybe it's because it just seems so serious. Like, I feel like stuff can be carefree, but also you're getting to know a person with deeper questions too, but it just was not giving it. So we were supposed to go on a date. It was like a few Sundays ago. It was actually the Sunday after I met him after homecoming, but he ended up having to work or something, and he was like, he sent me a text message, was like 7 o'clock. I was like, absolutely not. Like 7 on a Sunday? Now, y'all don't call me no old prune. I'm just saying, I had work the next day, and I had to be in training all week, and I had to be in training at 8 o'clock, and I had to be in training at 8 o'clock, an hour away, meaning I had to get up early. So I was like, I'm not going to be hanging out late or whatever. And then the place he picked was Whiskey Warehouse. I'm not a real big fan of Whiskey Warehouse. Every time somebody used to retire from my job or they go on to a new venture, they always want to have their party at Whiskey Warehouse. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, well, luncheon at Whiskey Warehouse. And I'm like, that is so boring. I mean, not boring, but it just, the menu wasn't good to me. So I was like, But I never said nothing to him because I was trying not to be that girl, like already up front, like, no, I'm not coming there. So I let it slide and also I replied back and told him I couldn't do that late. Could we push it, you know, to like maybe 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock or something like that. He was like, I don't want to say yes to like earlier because I don't know my time. And so I'll just say, I'll get back to you. And he ended up calling me at like 5 something. He was like, I'll be done probably at 6 and then gotta go home. I said, well, by the time you get home, that's pushing it back to 7. I was like, so, I mean, let's just kind of like reschedule because I just don't want to, I can't be tired tomorrow. He's like, no, I understand or whatever. He was like, okay, we'll get together. Let's plan for next weekend. Cool. Next weekend come, he working again. Mind you, when I met him, we on the back of a truck talking. Back of a pickup truck, and I asked him what did he do. He said he owned a trucking company. That was his exact words. He owned the trucking company. And then he said amongst some other things. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then when I'm talking to you every day, you going in, your work schedule is from 3 p.m. to 11 p.m. And it's not the trucking company. And so I was like, oh, so this is for your trucking company? He was like, no, this is like my job or whatever. I do my trucking stuff in the morning on my time. And I feel like his talking to him, I learned like you're trying to get this trucking company off the ground, it seemed like. He really didn't talk much about it. But for me, when you meeting somebody, you would not, I don't think I would say like my secondary business is like my first business, because that's going to give the impression that is what you do. So like if I know I'm opening a boutique and I just started doing boutique stuff, but on the flip side I work at Duke Power during the day, I'm going to say Duke Power. I'm not going to say, oh, I own a clothing business or I got my own boutique. I would have said I work at Duke Power. That's my full-time job. But however, I'm, dabbling in opening my own boutique, so I'm in the process of that. Or I'm not even gonna mention anything about that, because if it's not where I need it to be, I ain't gonna really talk too much about it. But anyway, so I just felt like there was like a bombastic side eye. So I was like, okay. So then it was also some type of other job he said. He said something about inspecting homes. It was just too much for my brain to process. And don't get me wrong, I'm all for revolving income, like multiple streams of income. I don't care nothing about that. Like, do what you gotta do. But it just didn't sound like I was born at night, but not last night. You know what I'm saying? It was just sounding weird to me. Mind you, throughout our conversations, this man loved to talk about luxury. Like, luxury this, luxury this. I like luxury things. Talking about, when we talking about the perfumes and the colognes, like spending $500 on bottles of colognes and stuff like that. He said he go on trips like 5 times a year. He was like, this year he only went on a trip 2 times a year because he had some other stuff going on. But he was like, next year I plan to get back to traveling like I used to. I was in that period of my life when I was a little bit younger. All I bought was name brand stuff. He said if it wasn't name brand, I couldn't wear it to heaven. I told him, I said, well, that ain't me. I was like, nah, I might have a little something here, there, a little bag here, a little glasses here, a little shades here, a little belt there. I was like, but I ain't name brand down. I do like nice things, and I consider myself liking nice things, like dinners and stuff like that. I say, but everything don't have to be name brand for me. And so he's portraying like he's this high dollar man without me even asking. And I'm not portraying myself as a high dollar woman so that you can like try to be like, oh yeah, I'm a high dollar man. I wasn't doing any of that. So I didn't really know what the reason was, but I was like, okay, cool, whatever. It was just conversations. Like, every time I talked to this man, he found a way to bring up, he stayed downtown. He stayed next to the Truist Stadium. He could see the Panther Stadium from his house. He can watch the game from his balconies, like all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I ain't really care nothing about that. He was like, yeah, he stayed in a apartment or whatever, but he's owned 3 homes. The next time he own a home, I'm assuming it's gonna be his forever home and with the person he decides to marry. And I'm like, okay, cool. I mean, I know a lot of people that say they own a home, they don't want to own a home no more, or like they just like apartment living. To each their own. So it wasn't like I looked down on him about any of that or whatever. So again, I'm just building the story of luxury and all of this stuff. So I would say Friday coming, he was like, we still hanging out tomorrow? And I was like, yeah, just let me know the move. Now it's Friday. You had a whole week to decide what we were going to do, and I still don't know what we actually doing. So that was frustrating me in itself. But one thing that I've learned growing up as a woman, I ain't gonna keep reminding you about nothing as a man, because if you want to pursue me, you're gonna pursue. I'm never pursuing a man again in my entire life. The only time I'm ever putting in effort into a man is if that man is putting in effort to me. But I'm not gonna remind you about a date. I'm not gonna say, hey, well, what time are we getting up? You never told. Like, I'm gonna let you do that because you should be doing that. You asked me out. Now, if it was vice versa and I asked you out, then yes, I would be doing that. But you asked me out. Friday come, we still hanging out tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, you just let me know the move. I gotta work, so it depends on what time I'm getting off. Like that was again for me, like you just made it seem like you lived a carefree life, but baby, you stayed working. So I ain't holding nobody against working. I'm just saying, I'm telling y'all what I was told. The day of comes Saturday, and it's still like we talking on, well, we weren't really talking on the phone because I ain't really want to talk to him. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was like, let's just go on this date so I can see how I feel, and then I'll move accordingly after that. So we chatted a little bit or whatever here and there, but I was just like, so I never mentioned the date. I never said nothing about anything. Then he was like, we still going out today? I'm like, yeah, but I don't really know no details. Like, you haven't said much to me. I was like, I mean, I'm waiting on you to tell me what the itinerary is, basically. He was like, well, it all depends on what time I'm getting off and this, that, and the third. So I was like, okay. So I'm on the phone with my friend, and he sends me a text message, and he said, I'll be ready in an hour. And I was like, what? And he was like, I'll be ready in the hour. And I'm on the phone with my friend, and my friend telling me how to respond because she know how I can be. And I was like, no, I'm not giving all that human courtesy. No, I'm not. I'm going to be straightforward. She's sitting here laughing at me like, Alicia, just go with the flow. I was like, this is really not a go with the flow type of situation for me. Like, I need to know that you can plan, and you're giving me right now that you can't plan. If you can't plan a date, how the hell you going to plan our lives? Like, that is crazy to me. It's a simple date. I was like, so are you saying like to go ahead and get ready? Like, he was like, yeah, I'll be ready in an hour. Is that cool? I was like, well, I ain't even say, I can't even remember if I said, let me see what I said, y'all. Because I don't want to tell y'all no lie. You know what I mean? I want to be very truthful when I tell this situation. So I'm going to tell y'all exactly what was said, how it was said. Mind you, this man asked me, what time will you be free? I told him I was free all day. Like, you knew we was going out, so I was free. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up at work, go home and clean myself up, and I'll give you a call around 5 to 5:30, and we can link up somewhere. Sir, you blow with the wind. And biblically, that's not good. I say, okay, just let me know. Okay. Then he tells me, because that was around 11 something. You're more than welcome to call me if you're free. Now, he had asked me earlier what was I doing, and I said I want to clean up my home and get some things done that I was unable to get done during the day. So I responded back, okay, I want to catch up on some household things that I didn't get to complete this week, and some more work. I'll call you when I finish up. Like, dude, we're going to see each other today. We don't need to talk on the phone. Like, yeah. He said, okay. So I apparently never got, I never called him. I don't think I did. I can't remember. He might have called me. I can't remember. But 5:03. Hey, I just got home. This is how he responded to telling me to get ready. Hey, I just got home. I'll be ready in like an hour, then I'll call you. Instead of him leaving, he finishing up with his work and saying, hey, I just finished up with my work, so if you want to go ahead and get dressed and we could plan for maybe 7 o'clock, 7:30, is that cool with you? That's how he responded. I said, hey, okay, I'll start getting ready. So I didn't say, is that supposed to mean do I need to get ready? I think I said that to my friend. My friend was like, don't respond like that. But so that's how I responded. He texted me back. That was at 5:09. He texted me at 5:35 and said, okay. And then he texted back at 6:06. Are you dressed? I put, no, I'm not yet. And my friend was like, what the? She was like, Alicia, how long is it going to take you to get ready? I say, how long it take me to get ready? Because I was never given any time or time frame. So I'm not going to rush for nobody. And she's sitting here laughing at me. I was like, I'm really not going to rush. I'm going to take my good God-given time to get dressed how I usually do. Like, you're not going to put me in a fix of rush. No. So I said, I said, no, I'm not. He said, laugh out loud. Good. I'm running behind. Laugh out loud. My friend got mad at that because she was like, that was ignorant. Why are you trying to check the temperature, like to see if you're dressed? She was like, if he's just running behind, just say, hey, I know I said I'll be ready in an hour, but I'm running behind. And I say, can you give me an ETA of what time you are trying to meet up? This is me talking, like, this is adult talk to me. Realistically, like 7. I said, okay, where are we meeting at? Because mind you, you telling me a time, but I still don't even know where I'm meeting at. You could be trying to meet me in hell. I'm not going there. So you need to tell me where we going before I even waste my time. He said Crunkleton. I said, okay. At 6:53, because I was already aggravated, and I know I could have texted ahead of time, but I didn't. I said, hey, I'm sorry I'm running late, but I'm about to leave the house. He put, you're good. Not your, not Y-O-U-R, not Y-O-U-R, well, apostrophe R-E, or you are. He put Y-O-U-R. You're good. So that aggravated me in itself. Let me know when you're Y-O-U-R. I said, okay, I'm on my way. Okay. Now I'm on the phone with my friend. He keep calling me while I'm on the phone with my friend, and it's really aggravating me, and it's aggravating her too, because she like, what do he want? And then when I'm telling her what he want, she was like, he could have sent that in a text. And I'm like, girl, I know. Fast forward, I'm pulling up to the little spot, and he was like, you're gonna have to park across the street from the Crunkleton because it's packed in the parking lot. So I'm like, cool. So I pull up, I'm putting my shoes on because I don't be driving with my heels on. So I told my girl, I was like, child, let me call you back, go on this little date, and I'll call you when I get out of here. She was like, okay, cool. So I get out the car, y'all, and I'm walking, my phone ringing, and it's him. Y'all, I literally smacked my leg and was like, what? Like, I literally did that. And he was like, I see you, or something like that. And I was like I'm aggravated, so I'm not joking. I'm like, so where are you at? He was like, then he was like, I'm right here. He gets up out of his car, and I was like, okay, cool. Mind you, I hadn't seen this guy in a whole 2 weeks at this point. So when I first saw him, I was like, okay, he don't look bad or whatever. So when I see him, like, hey, how are you doing or whatever, and I was going in to give a side church hug. He was like, don't give me no church hug. And then he like grabs behind my back, my lower back, and you know how you would have your hands over a guy. He gave me that and was like squeezing onto me. Honestly, I did not like that, and I say that because I feel like you should allow a woman to dictate what she feels comfortable with you. If I decided I wanted to give you a handshake, you should have just taken a handshake. Now, it would have been okay if that was somebody who I like, and he was like, because you know, sometimes as women, we can be a little nervous or whatever. I'm like, I'm gonna just give him a church hug. But really, you know, you want to wrap your arms around his neck, and then when you do that, and it's the guy you like, oh my God, this is my husband. I love him already. But it was never given that. It never gave that for a second. I was like, in my mind, like, why could you just not have taken a hug that I wanted to give you? It was kind of like traffic coming down the street. But you know, I maneuver these streets of Charlotte. You know, I'm used to all of this or whatever. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. So I was, you know, about to walk out in the traffic. It wasn't like I'm about to get hit or nothing. But he was so exaggerated, like, oh, you about to get hit? Let me grab your hand because I gotta, like, it was like in a way like I gotta keep you safe. And this man grabbed my hand. Y'all, it was the most, I know, like my body tensed up. It was just so awkward. The way we was holding hands was awkward. I was like, oh my God, please just let my hand go. Like, and so I ended up, like, my purse, like, I don't know, I act like I had to go in my purse or something. So we let hands go. I was like, thank you, Lord. Ooh, I feel better. Woo! We're walking to the restaurant, and what I did not like is he was walking in front of me. Like, it was a small area, so it was like you couldn't really walk beside each other because you were on a sidewalk, but he was walking in front of me. I feel like as a man, and you're being a protector and you're also leading, he should have been behind me. That way, like, if somebody would have tried to come up behind, he would have been the first line of defense, and then also he could see in front of us to see what is going on. So like, you're watching and then you're behind. I was behind, so I was like, yeah, strike, this ain't going too well. We get up to the Crunkleton. They talking to him or whatever because he goes up to the front. I let him lead. He go up to the front. So they tell him what the deal is. And then it was kind of chilly that night, mind y'all, too. I was like, how long is the wait gonna be? He was like, 45 minutes. He's like, but I put our name on the list. I was like, okay, cool. So that was a problem for me right there, because it was like, you should have just went ahead and made reservations. We all know that. Every time I go out to eat, I always make a reservation, unless it's one of those on a whim thing. Like, why did you not just go ahead and make a late reservation and just say, hey, I made us a late reservation because I didn't know what time we was gonna get off. Well, I was gonna get off work. Is that cool with you? And I would have been like, yay or nay. But yeah, it was Saturday. I didn't have an issue. He didn't even make reservations. So then we walk outside, because you know about the Crunkerton, when you walk in, the hostess booth is kind of like right there, and there's nowhere to really stand. And so we walk outside, and there's a sitting area. He was like, I mean, unless you want to sit out here. I said, absolutely not. It's cold. So he was like, okay. So I was like, well, maybe it's other places around here. Maybe we can walk and just go sit in there or whatever, maybe have a drink. I didn't even say maybe have a drink, but just go and sit in there, insinuating have a drink. We go into one spot. It was a private party, so we had to leave them. So we went across the street to Sneak. Y'all know that's my little spot. So we go in there or whatever. He was like, oh, this is nice in here. I was like, yeah, I like this little spot or whatever. When I walked up, it was a white girl. She had her purse in the seat. It was at the bar, and her husband was beside her. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, can I sit right here? She was like, oh yeah, you can sit right here. So I sat down, and then probably like 2 minutes later, she was like, oh my God, you smell so delectable. And she asked her husband, she was like, can you smell her? He was like, oh yeah, I can definitely smell her. He was like, yeah, she do smell good. She was like, you smell so good. And then she was like, looked over at the guy that I was with. She was like, she smells amazing. Can you smell her? And he was like, to be honest, I can just really just smell myself right now. I was like, and y'all, I knew I was smelling good. Like, the combo that I put together, which was that Sand and Fall Vanilla and Musk and Parfum de Molly exclusive, I knew I was smelling good. Like, I knew I was, but it was like a, you know what I'm saying? And that was another thing. Like, when you first meeting a female, when you trying to get this hug from me, the first thing you should have been saying is, ooh, you look nice, or ooh, you smell good, something like that. No compliment at all. So then go back to the white girl giving me the compliment. She was like, yeah, she smelled amazing. She asked me what I had on. I told her what I had on. 15 minutes later or so, this man says to me, he says, well, I guess I'll go ahead and pay you a compliment. I can smell you now. I mean, I didn't want to pay you no compliment too early. Something he said like that or whatever. He's like, but you do smell good. But he was like, but because now I can smell you. I said, oh. So it took for my homegirl over here to the right to say something first before the person who I'm out with to say something. I said, got it. Like that. That's exactly how I said, got it. He's like, nah, because I'm saying because I got on that ooh for greatness, and you know it projects a lot. So initially I was just smelling myself, like to see y'all just really crazy on that. So I was smelling myself, but I can smell you now. I said, he was like, can you smell my cologne? I was like, no, I can't, because y'all, I really could not. And he's like, smell right here. So I'm on this side. He like, smell right here. So I smell right there. I was like, no, I said, no, all I smell is soap. Does it smell like soap? He's like, no, well, smell on this side. So I smelled on, I was like, honestly, I really don't smell that. He's like, but yeah, like, it's real strong. I only put on like 2 squirts. But if you already told me, we talked about ooh for greatness, and you said you don't have to put on that much because it's going to smell, and I don't smell you. I'm just saying. So after that, we talking to the white couple. They were cool. The girl kept talking to me, and I was kind of thankful for that because I was like, yeah, or whatever. So, but then the table, fast forward, Buzz, well, text message, he got table ready. So we walked back across the street. We sit down. He did pull my table. He did pull my chair out. So I was like, okay, cool. He opened doors and everything. But y'all, let me tell you something. I can't stand. This is my #1 pet peeve on a date. I can't stand a dude that say, or not that say, but a dude that's a I'm not hungry dude. Y'all know what that I'm not hungry dude mean. Y'all already know what that mean. So now you done put me in a mindset of you ain't trying to order too much. you don't want me to order too much. And y'all know how I order when I go to restaurants. Like, would I hit a date in the head like that? I try not to. But if one was to say, get what you like or what you want, if I wanted an appetizer, if I wanted an entree, if I wanted a side, and I want a drink, then that's what I want. And you told me to get what I want. But you already making me feel like I can't order like how I usually order. So he was like, I'm not that hungry. I'm going to just get a salad. I said, well, I am, because I haven't eaten all day. So he was like, okay, well, he looking at the menu. It's kind of dark in there. So he's like, dang, I should have brought my glasses. I can't really see the menu like that. Mind y'all, this man is 48 years old. So we're talking about this is a grown man. He knows better. This ain't no young dude. I'm like, well, I'll read the menu to you. So I'm reading the menu and I'm going over everything, y'all. So I'm like, this, that, and the third. Then I was like, okay, tomahawk steak. He was like, oh no, you need to go back up because you going down. And I said a salad. So I was like, so I started reading all the salads. And then y'all know when you go to a restaurant, it has soups and salads together. He's like, okay, so I think I'm gonna get the Caesar salad. Does it come with a soup? I said, no. He said, but it says soups and salad. I said, typically on a menu, they put soups and salads together. So if you want a soup and salad, you gotta order a salad and a soup. He was like, oh, okay, well, I'll do the chicken Caesar salad. He was like, capers. I was like, you remember us having a conversation about capers early on? I said, that's what it is. He was like, I don't know. Well, what they taste like? I was like, they're in the pickle family. They're good. I said, just get them. Put them on the side and just see if you like it. He got them on the side. Me, as in she ordered the short ribs and risotto. Had it been me and my friends, I would have also got a side. But I didn't get a side because he already over there talking about, you know, what he done already said. So I didn't really feel comfortable. The girl was like, you want a drink or whatever? He was like, I'm going to get a beer. And I'm looking like, I said, you going to get a beer? He was like, yeah, I'm going to get a beer. I was like, well, I'm going to have, and then I ordered my cocktail. So I was like, so I already see how this is going. And I don't like it. We just have a normal conversation, regular conversation. Wasn't a bad date, I'll say that. But it wasn't like, I knew then at that point, I was probably never gonna go out with this man again. I already knew that. I just knew this would be it wasn't going past that. The girl came up to us and she was like, do y'all want dessert? And I was like, no, or whatever. I don't want any dessert. He was like, oh, no. Oh, no, I don't want anything or whatever. So, but she ended up closing the tab out. And I felt like as a man, he should have said to me like, well, is there anything else that you want? Do you want another drink or anything like that? Because like, I just think that's what you should do. I would have done that for him if I would have asked him to go out, but that wasn't what it was. So the tab got closed out. And I was joking with the bartender. I forgot what her name was. What was her name? I said her name or whatever. And I was like, I think it was Kiana. I said, Kiana, how you know we wanted this tab closed out? She was like, oh, my bad. I can open it back up or whatever. And I was like, I'm just joking. He was like, nah, we good. Sir, I was only joking or whatever. But I was like, duly noted. So then she puts the receipt and stuff down. I see the bill. It says $104. Now y'all know I spend $104 on myself plus more when I go out. Always. That's a given. So that lets you know how cheap I ate and how cheap he got his meal. Because if I could spend $104 but really $175 up in that area when I go out to eat, depending on where I'm going. So yeah, $104 at the Crunkleton by myself. I would say I probably would have did about $120. But $104 was that was the bill. So I'm looking at it or whatever, like I done looked at this man's card and everything. Because first of all, I didn't know his last name, but I found out his last name from his card and everything. So he puts down the tip. He gave this girl $8 on a $104 bill. Y'all, when I tell you, and y'all may laugh at me if y'all want to, I don't care. but I'm being completely 100 with y'all right now. The disgust that came over me, I was so disgusted by seeing that $8 tip. Like, I was embarrassed and I was disgusted. And I'm being completely 100. I knew at that point we were never talking again. And also, he had on a pinky ring. Like, that irritated every fiber within my body, because it's like, why do you got on a pinky ring? Like, he always talked about how he's so fly, he could put stuff together. He puts, in his words, he puts that shit on. That's what I was told. He told me, I could tell you would match my fly. I could tell how you dressed at homecoming that you would match my fly. I could tell, like, now you know how you look, you got a sense of style about yourself. We're gonna be perfect together. He always talked about us in a sense of being together. Like, within 2 weeks of a 2-week span, he talked about us like being together. Like, it was like a we at that point. And I didn't really like that. I know when you dating a man and y'all dating for a period of time, you want to hear him use words like we and future stuff, because that lets you know he sees a future with you. But within 2 weeks, absolutely not. Because I don't know you and you don't know me. And low-key, I am crazy. And the fact that you didn't even pick up on that, I know you don't have no discernment about yourself. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can't discern. Because if you were discerned, you would know I'm crazy. So, you talking about I will match your fly and you gonna match my fly. But the fact that you came out there, you came on this date with some navy blue Nike boots, some embellished bejeweled jeans, and like this orange sweater, and then like a brown leather jacket and a pinky ring and 2 gold chains. Now, I could overlook the Nike boots, and I could look past the bedazzled jewel jeans. But I be damned if I let go of the pinky ring. You went too far when you had the pinky ring. I could not overlook the pinky ring, y'all. I just could not. And so I was just like, oh, we're absolutely, this is not for me. And so it was like all the little buildups. You couldn't plan a date, a simple date. We're walking, you're walking on the outside. You're not walking on the outside. You had me walking on the outside of the street at one point. When we crossed back over the street, he was walking on the inside, I was walking on the outside. So I already knew we are unbalanced. We're not equal. And then when we were walking up to the first restaurant, which was the Crunkleton, he was walking in front of me, not behind me. And then we walked across the street to go to the other restaurant. I was walking on the outside of the sidewalk. So there were very alarming things that let me know this is a man that I do not feel like can lead. And I gathered that from did I gather that from all of that? I sure did. Because when you're a grown woman, you know those types of things. Those things matter. Some would say those are little things. No, those are big things. Because if you cannot plan a simple date, you're showing me that you cannot plan. You can't lead. You can't make decisions. You don't have a mind for time. You can't say we're going on a date and never get nobody no details. You're not detail oriented. It's like you lack preparation skills, and I don't like that. And so I'm not I can be a go with the flow type of person. I definitely can. And I know sometimes I lack planning. I do. But when it's time to plan, I know how to plan. And I know how to plan accordingly. That was just concerns for me. And then the fact, like, you sitting here talking about luxury, then you come out the house with Nike boots and bejeweled jeans, and I'm expecting for you to pull up because you have talked about luxury so much. Like, you made sure every time we talk, you have talked about liking nice things, but yet you come out here in these Nike boots, these bejeweled, bedazzled jeans. What type of sweater he had on, baby? Bill Cosby from the Cosby Show, Coogee sweater. Now, the sweater was not a Coogee sweater, y'all, but I'm just painting the picture. You know what I'm saying? And this jean, not this jean jacket, but this leather jacket with your pinky ring and your 2 gold chains with your medallion on it. I was like, And then when you gave that girl $8, At the minimum, I would have given her 20. Like, no lie. Typically, when I go out to a restaurant, at the minimum of what I tip is 20. Moral of this story is that was the last date. The first and the last. And what was so funny, y'all, we was talking about the tip. What was so funny when he told the waitress, oh yeah, this is our first date. She looked like, well, it wasn't the waitress, the bartender who he tipped $8. She was like she did like this little face, and I was like, girl, I know, right? Yeah, that did it for me. If nothing else solidified everything, it was that $8 tip that was just way over. Between, I think the things that solidified I'm never going to talk to you again was the pinky ring, the $8 tip. It was really the $8 tip. That really did it. $8 tip, the pinky ring, and then it was just no chemistry. So again, I'm not going to get on here and talk bad about this man, even though I have, because I did talk about his outfit. But I'm giving y'all reference because of things that he said. So we ended up leaving or whatever. The night was still young, in my opinion. Like, it was like probably 10-ish, maybe about to go on 11 o'clock. I could have seen somebody being like, well, hey, let's go back to the other spot, have some more drinks, finish talking. But I was good without that because I just was done with the date. So he walked me to my car, forced me to hug him again. I don't want to use that word force because that can sound a little bit wrong. But the overhead hug again. And then I got in my vehicle and he got in his. When I got in my vehicle, he didn't wait for me to pull off. He pulled off first. Though I did take a little second to pull off because, of course, I had to take my heels off. You know, it's when we got to get settled when we get in the car. I had to take those heels off. But he pulled off first. And I was just like, you don't know how to be a protector. Because I feel like a reasonable man would have, he would have waited for me to pull off, or he would have called me and said, hey, you good? Because you taking a little second to get ready to pull off. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm taking my heels off, blah, 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 blah. He pulled off. And one mind almost told me when he pulled off, I was like, ooh, good. I can go back over there and sneak and chill by myself and have a good time. Had it not been for the fact that I was kind of cold and I was kind of tired, because mind you, I had been in training all week. I probably, if I was feeling good, I would have got out of my car and went back into the little spot and would have had a time by myself. Y'all know I can have a time by myself. I'm on the way home and I'm listening to Cardi B. He interrupts me, come calling me. I'm like, oh my God. He like, you made it home yet? And I say, yeah, I'm really about to pull up in my neighborhood right now. He was like, dang, I just got home. Because I told him, let me know you got home safe. I meant a text message. I didn't mean a phone call. So he was like, oh, I'm just getting home. And he was like, you home yet, or almost home or something? I said, I'm about to pull up in my neighborhood. He was like, dang, you got home quick, because he know around about the area I stay in or whatever, but he don't know where I stay. He know where I said I was coming from. And so he was like, dang, you got home quick. I said, well, no, I was just driving regular, old man. That's what I said to him. And he was like, no, you must have been driving fast or something like that. And he's like, well, I mean, yeah, it was traffic downtown. Sir, if you let me know you stay downtown one more damn time, I don't care. Like, people who stay downtown be thinking they a different breed of people. You're not. You just stay downtown. Ugh. And I don't even, why am I saying downtown? Because we don't even say downtown in Charlotte. We like, you about to go to town. We don't call it downtown. But anywho, I guess I'm using his words. I basically was like, well, yeah, I'm about to go take this makeup off and take a shower and go to bed. Talk to you tomorrow. He was like, okay, cool. So the next day came and I was like, you know what? I gotta cut this short. I cannot do this no more. I cannot bore myself anymore with this. I cannot tolerate this anymore. So usually I'll talk to him when I get out of church, but I didn't even go to church. I was just tired. I don't think I was sick. I was just tired. I didn't feel like it. I'll talk to him when I get out of church usually, or my therapy session. I didn't even schedule my therapy session at all. So I called him when he was texting me. I was like, So one thing about me, when I don't want to talk to a dude no more, I will just ghost you. And I know that's a bad trait. Like, I would just ghost you and block you. But I'm trying to become more of a woman and be able to articulate myself and just be able to say what I mean and mean what I say. Even though I do that, but when it come to men, I'll be like, you don't deserve an explanation. And I don't think that's correct. I think people do deserve explanations. You don't necessarily have to keep explaining yourself to people, but I do think it's okay to be like, hey, this. I texted him and was like, hey, are you available to talk around 4:30? He was like, yeah. Because I told him I had some work to do, which was true. I was editing YouTube. He knew nothing about my YouTube, but I had some work to do. I said, because he was trying to talk to me all day or something. I'm like, I'm busy. I'm working. 4:30 came. 4:41 came. I was like, oh, let me call this man. I was like, Alicia, you a grown woman. You got this. Let's go. So I called him and like, hey, how you doing? He was like, I'm fine. I think he was like, how your day? I was like, good, but working. I said, how was your day? He was like, it was good. Pissed. I was like, well, why are you pissed? He was like, because my team lost or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, the Panthers lost or whatever. And I was like, oh, I ain't know. I'm not really into sports. He was like, well, what are you into? I was like, not sports. And he was like, well, we're going to have to get you a t-shirt or something. I said, no. Like, he jumping the gun again. So I was gonna try to have a little cordial conversation with him and then ease into it. But I said, let me go ahead and nip this in the bud. So I said, no. And he was like, well, what you doing for Halloween? Y'all, he had already asked me this question at least 3 times. I told this man I don't celebrate Halloween and I didn't have no plans. And he was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, well, my cousin invited me to this party, but it's on Friday. And he usually has to work on Friday. He don't get off till like 11 o'clock. He was like, and it's in South Carolina. So you see what I'm saying? It's just, I don't know. I can't even remember what I said. I said, well, let me ask you a question. That's what I said. He just stopped talking and I said, well, let me ask you a question. He was like, yeah. I said, how did you think the date went yesterday? He said, He's like, I mean, it was okay. I think it went good. That was my first time seeing you since homecoming. So I think that, it went really good. I had a good time. He was like, how about you? I said, I agree. I do think the date went good. Because it wasn't a bad date, y'all. I just knew that this was going to be the last one. I said, I do agree. I think that it went good. I said, I do think that you are a nice guy. And I do agree that the date went good. However, I just don't think we are compatible. I said, I don't really see that there's any chemistry between us. And I said, we've been talking for about 2 weeks now. And I noticed that the entire time, like, I haven't seen any chemistry. And I chalked it up to like, this is new. We don't know each other. We're trying to, learn each other. I told myself, well, give it to the first date because y'all haven't seen each other and y'all can just be nervous. So I said, but even after the first date, although it went good, I said, I just don't think that we're good with each other. I said, you seem to be a nice guy. You're just not my guy. And I was like, and so both of us said that we are dating with intentions. So, you have your intentions to find your wife. I have my intentions to find my husband. I said, so therefore, I want you to find that person who you are going to have that chemistry with and who it is going to work with. She's going to really like you or whatever. And I want that for myself too. I say, so with that being said, click, y'all. The click wasn't me going click. The click was him going click. Y'all, this man hung up in my face. This man hung up in my face, y'all. I haven't been hung up on in a long time, except for at work. You know what I'm saying? And we know that. That happens. But like a person hanging up on me, y'all, I had to look down at the phone to make sure like I wasn't tripping. And I know he used to wear these I don't want to say they was AirPods, but these earbuds that sometimes if he touch them, they would hang up on me. So he'd call me right back. He'd be like, I'm still trying to get used to these. They hung up on you. And I was thinking, well, maybe that happened. Girl, I looked down at the phone. That man never called me back. And I never called that man back. And I couldn't, when he hung up, I would just let out a scream. I was like, ah! Like that, y'all. And I just laughed. Y'all, I had tears in my eyes. I had tears from like laughing, and also I had tears because it was like How dare you hang up in my face and I'm being a grown woman? Like, you don't even know how aloof I can be. You don't even know how I could have ghosted you and you never heard from me again. But I gave you the benefit of the doubt and I gave you an explanation, and I was very much so, I feel like I was a grown woman and very positive about it and very uplifting. I didn't tear him down, and I felt like I did it in a grown woman way. And you had the nerve to hang up on me at the age of 48 and with a pinky ring and Nike boots and a leather jacket and embellished jewel jeans. Man, you got me effed up and you don't even know it. Like, y'all, I kept it so pee with this man, and he hung up in my face. Y'all, I could not believe it. And when I told all of my friends about it, because of course all of my friends, you know, be trying to tell me, you can be harsh, you can be this. They was like, oh, your discernment was on, sis. Like, we was sitting here trying to tell you, you know, lighten up, do this, do that, and meanwhile you knew what you was talking about this entire time. I say, that's why I always go with my feelings. Like, stop playing with me. So y'all, with that being said, I was peaceful because I no longer had to talk to somebody on the phone. And do I want to talk to somebody? Yes, I do, but the right person. Like, it was boring. I remember talking to him one day, y'all, when I got off the phone, I screamed, it's just so boring. That is what I literally screamed. If anybody was in my house, they would have thought I was crazy. He was boring. He might not be boring for somebody else. And he would laugh about stuff. Like, he'd do like this little laugh, like, and in my head, I'm like, what the hell was funny? Because I didn't catch the joke. I can't even joke with you because you can't catch the joke. You can't even throw me a joke for me to throw it back and twist it and flip it and reverse it. So yeah, y'all, 2 weeks. But that's good for me because usually it'd be 48 hours. Y'all laugh at me. Y'all think I be joking. But I be very much serious because I already be knowing how to read people. And so I was trying to give him a chance. And I was trying to not be so harsh and hard and judgment. I ain't gonna say I be judgmental, but I pay very much attention to details when it comes to dating, and it just wasn't for me. And this man hung up on me, and he the whole time was making me feel uncomfortable because he kept making plans for us, but he had not even checked in to see what the temperature was, and that was a problem for me. Like, he tells me, oh, well, what you typically do for your birthday? Oh, this upcoming year, you got a big birthday. What you gonna do? I said, I haven't even thought of that far ahead, which I haven't, y'all. I said, but I typically take myself on a little solo vacation for my birthday. I said, I didn't do it this year, but I, have done it. He's like, oh, well, last year was your last year going on a solo vacation for your birthday. I said, oop. I just made like a little noise, but in my mind, I was like, no, it's not. Because I'm still going to go on solo trips. And if I put the solo trip around my birthday, then so be it. But I know it ain't going to be with you. Yeah, y'all, that's it. That's all. That's the date. Y'all, I've been holding on to this tea. I really been busy, but that's it. Y'all tell me, was I wrong or was I judging a little too harsh, or would y'all have still continued to date the man or what? I mean, it ain't going to change my perception. Especially like I wouldn't double back and be like, oh, I changed my mind. And especially after you hung up on me after I kept it 100 and 100. Absolutely not. So yeah, that's that. But y'all, it is 2:30 something, almost 3 o'clock. Yeah, it's 2:37. I have dinner with the content creator group at 5 o'clock. So I'm about to just like go figure out what I'm gonna wear, get myself cleaned up, and then y'all will see me when it's time to go to dinner. But yeah, y'all, she got hung up on and she went on a date. Pat your girl on the back. Even though it wasn't all that, I tried, but oh well. On to the next, on to the next. Hey y'all, so I'm coming to show y'all my little outfit that I got on. We're going to, I think it's called Savu, Charlotte. I don't know. I'll learn how to pronounce it when I get there, but don't get in my way now. I don't want to go off on you. Got my shirt. Y'all seen this before. I wore this to my class reunion. But Alabaster Box Boutique, YSL bag, TJ Maxx pants. I think these came, I don't know. I don't want to say TJ Maxx because I don't remember. But y'all know I wear these out. These are my go-to. I don't care when everything else fails. These don't. So I got these on with my non-west little slingback pump in fuchsia. These shoes were only like $40 or $60. I got them on sale. This little gold and black belt that I got from Shein. Love this. And I just did my chunky bracelet, my Bottega dupe earrings from Amazon, Versace glasses, and a little light beat. So this is the vibe. No rings today because I felt like the rings were doing too much because I wanted to do a lot with the bracelet. So yeah, so this is the look. This is the vibe. I'm actually on time. I'm really about to leave the house because it's 4:17. Dinner is at 5 o'clock. So I'm definitely going to be on time. I got my keys. I got my greens, beans, tomatoes, you name it. I got everything today, y'all. I'm not waiting on nothing. So I am going to put my scarf back on because I don't know if my hair dry yet. But I think this outfit is cute. And it's more of a dressed up place. So I want to make sure I was matching the aesthetic. Maybe I can get a little picture or so. I just ran the bag and the shoes back. I had this on when I went on my little date, y'all. If we can call it that. So yeah, I had that on and I just thought it was cute, little all black number. So y'all, let's go ahead and go so we can be on time. And then I'll talk to y'all in the vehicle. Or maybe we'll do car karaoke. I think I don't want to talk. We're just going to do car karaoke. We're going to jump right into it. Let's go.
The Birdman, dead I fly anywhere. The alligator speaks with the head in the end. And let them girls get down on the floor, like a pill. Get down on the floor, There's a lover in you, in you, in you. That's right, that's right. Oh yeah. Cash money still a company, bitch, I'm the boss. Take it to the crib, you know I fucked. Yeah, give me them booty.
Okay, y'all, so we are here. I'm here with my girl, Kara. Y'all, she looks so cute. I'm gonna show y'all her outfit, but it don't open to 5. Reservations is at 5, but we about to get some content or whatever, so we will talk to y'all when we get in there. It's pretty good. It's okay. I'm not a big fan of blackberry, but I just thought it would give it a little. You want to try it? Is it raw? Yeah. It's really good. Okay, y'all, so we done blew that joint. It was pretty cool. It was a nice vibe. I feel like it's good for date night. The music, tad bit loud, but other than that, you gonna pay overpriced for the food. That's everywhere though. You don't get large portions. But would I go back? Yeah, I would. So we got Kira and we got Sajoya, y'all. Baby, she came up in here looking straight out of Tokyo.
Yes.
And now she done changed her boots, talking about she wanted to put on some heels. But I think her other shoes gave the vibe of what she was going for. But that's cute too, though. But you really was giving like, wait a minute, don't. Tokyo mommy. That's what you was giving, yeah.
I feel like we got it, but why?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, girl.
Cause damn, girl.
They don't have it, so where they going?
That's what I'm saying, cause she don't know the rules of the damn road.
And then she never stopped.
That's what I'm saying. That's why you was finna get your boots knocked off, literally.
That was gonna be the end of the night, gonna be done.
Yeah, I gotta put this camera down. My arm hurting. So I talked to y'all. I never told y'all where we were going. We're going to Crave Desert Bar. Can y'all believe I'm walking in heels down the street? Girl. Yeah, so we'll talk to y'all when we get there. I'm a little breathy and out of shape.